Just to get caught. I remember the whole story of the teacup incident. They condemned honest Lucky, then they chased him from Parliament. Politics said the leader has a morality of its own, and for all of them who come after, like they had it written in stone. So bring me money back. Yes, I'm sending an SOS.
We want me money back.
For that scam who led SIS.
Bring me money back.
The wastewater profane. I thought was a band launch by legends on tribe. Young girls showing off their horns, all the hips outside. I say, Holy Mary, Mama, what is this? We values get buried by poison hearts and blisters. Everywhere I turn I see
Piece of breast or leg,
nakedness abundantly.
plus a boomsy peg.
Now I ain't no angel, no,
I ain't no brute,
but from every angle,
that display was rude.
some say vulgar, most improper, some say sacrilege. The designer went way past the granted privilege. But from all the things I saw, what came back to me was what Cypher sang before. If the priest could play,
Who is we?
we did learn from history.
If the priest to play, who is we?
Now who had the oversight just to tell them wait? That you're showing here tonight, you can't get secret. For some holy spaces, you must show respect. Can't come and debase it, then say what the heck? Especially the altar, that place is divine. The name in the altar.
Right, I'm back with you, Trinidad and Tobago. All right, so remember you're joining me on Facebook. Join me on Facebook now, The Street 919 FM. Join me on Facebook now, The Street 919 FM. And what I wanted to discuss with you this morning, I want you to join me on Facebook now. So when you join me on Facebook now, we're going to have that discussion. So you need to join me now on Facebook because the discussion is going to be really interesting. And I want to tell you something. I've lost confidence in somebody, and I don't know what will build back that confidence, but I lost confidence after listening to an interview. I lost confidence, boy. So join me on Facebook. Let me see if anybody could tell me who you think I've lost confidence in. I've lost confidence. I had to do something to build back my confidence. I said he, but that person, I lost confidence, boy. I lost confidence in them. And so let me tell you one time, I'm going to discuss an issue and I... no, that bigs. Why all this? Why you all are like that? 91.9 viewers, only that easy, you know? No, not bigs.
This is not the
Well, bigs politically wise, yeah. Oh gosh. I haven't lost confidence in the mayor just yet. After getting him on the line, and then, but no, not the mayor San Fernando as yet. Well, let me just say as yet, but I'm giving him a fair opportunity to share his view. But there's somebody that, hey boy, after listening to that person, after this weekend I did some research on something. And while doing my research on it, some things came up that brought some kind of made me really wonder about this person. But this is what I wanted to talk to you all about. I don't know how many of you will have saw in the Newsday. In the Newsday. No, Texas. Not you. What, you so special? No, not you. No, not you. Please, no, not you. All right, Tobago is in the house. Good morning to all my listeners in Tobago. Good morning, Pastor Google. Tobago is in the house. We are not getting you on the radio and on the internet app. Also, can you fix it so that we can tune in to the radio station, please? All right, so people in Tobago are complaining. All right, we'll see what we can do.
That display was crude.
Some say most improper way over the line.
I don't know why people are called. I'll leave this the Mayor San Fernando. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Pastor Google. I know who you're going to speak about.
You know,
Arnold Roberts.
Anil Roberts. Yeah, we're going to talk about Anil. You're very right. Yes, I'm going to talk about Mr. Anil Roberts. And I'm going to talk about live sport. I'm going to talk about the information coming out in the news day this weekend is that they have reopened the case and they're investigating live sport. They are investigating live sport, and I just want to give you a little brief history about live sport. So, live sport was the brainchild of Mr. Anil Roberts. Mr. Anil Roberts came into politics. Mr. Anil Roberts was a sportsman, swim coach. George Bovell, most of us would have known George Bovell, and we'd be aware that George Bovell coach would have been Mr. Anil Roberts. And we are aware that Mr. Roberts got his is running into politics because of his involvement in talk show. And Mr. Roberts would have been on Power 102, as most of you would have known. Him and Mr. Sprangalang was on Power, was on a frequency talking politics and current affairs, and they shared disgust on the way Mr. Manning and Kola Hart and Atar Rao and all the different PNM persons that they would have pointed out who they felt were not worthy of holding office. So you had Mr. Anil Roberts sharing his views, his controversial views concerning the politics in Trinidad and Tobago. And at that time, the issue would have been burning issues on several current affair issues that most of you could remember, I'm sure. Don't have to remind you. I remember the controversial church. Remember all the issues confronting the government projects and stuff like that. So Mr. Roberts would have been asked to tender his resignation because of live sport. Well, was it because of live sport or was it because of the video? Well, he kept saying that it's not him in the video, and he kept saying that the video was edited, and he kept saying that the video was not that was not him in the video. All right. There are issues there are so many issues confronting somebody said boat. Is boat. All right, so he was dismissed because of the boat issues. I don't know if it was boat, but let's discuss and you see. So we continuing. So Mr. Roberts would have been involved in the live sport issue. The live sport issue was surrounded with a lot of controversy. One of the things that would have made me, I was one of the persons. I don't know how many of you would have heard me back then. I was one of the persons who had real issues with live sport, the way it was managed and the way it was handled. So live sport would have taken center stage, and one day when we look back and we see what happened in live sport, I don't know how many of you could remember what took place in live sport. If you do, then you would know that live sport was unmasked by our present Commissioner of Police, which is known, who is Mr. Gary Griffith. All right, so live sport was being opened out by was as one radio announcer would say, live sport. Mr. Gary Griffith would have looked over the fence and saw the madness that was happening with live sport and would have exposed some things about live sport that would have brought Trinidad and Tobago to our awareness that kind of shocked us. The minister, who back then was Minister Roberts, said that he didn't know anything that was happening. He is just the minister with the policy, presented the policy, and he left the technocrats to do their job. He also went as far as to say that whatever was going on, the technocrats and they were responsible for it. He had no dealings, personal dealings with live sport. I remember hearing an interview, and I want to play part of the interview for you. I was hearing an interview with him, and that kind of made me. That is why I kind of question now, you know, my support, or if I want to use the support, or my real credibility with this person who I don't know what to say. So I listened to an interview over the weekend because I was doing my research for this program, and I was saying, you know, I've always been playing old clips, I've always been playing issues, I've always been bringing up live sport, and you know what? Let me hear other views, let me hear other sides of this live sport thing, so that when I do my presentation today, I would want you all to look at it from a different angle and a different perspective. So while doing my home lesson and doing my work on live sport, this came up, and while listening to this recording, I said to myself, so then why are we going back to rehash or investigate live sport? Why? Why are we going back to investigate live sport? Most of us will know that live sport had a lot of questionable actions. A lot. Right? A lot of questionable actions. And when things came up, let me tell you something, I tell you, when I listened to that interview, I felt as though we're wasting time, we're spinning top in mud. Why are you saying that, Pastor Google? I want you to listen to this. And when you listen to this, you tell me if you really believe anything going to come out of live sport. All right? So I'm starting my program and the discussion on live sport being now, the case is being open for investigation. So I could discuss it because it's just being investigated. It's not before no court. It's being investigated. Now listen to this. All right? Listen to this. And when you hear this, you tell me what you think.
That is supposed to be truthful, stated that the board paid the money to the EB man despite lawyers saying do not pay. Pause. If that was so, Mr. Fraser, then everybody have to get lock-up criminal charge. That is total fraud. If lawyers tell you do not pay, you are not legally obligated to pay taxpayers' money, and you take it upon yourself to approve, print a check and sign it, that is straight jail. The fact that
you know what should be straight jail too? Ministerial responsibility. A minister saying that you initiate this flagship program, that you looking after little black boys that PNM have neglected over decades.
Right.
And not paying attention to what is happening.
I'm paying attention, and now what let me tell you. So therefore,
what attention did you pay? Did you question any time the escalation in the cost?
No, you keep going escalation. There was no. That's not the point. The key point here, and that the perception of the population believes, is that a man got 34 million for nothing, and he gone, and the lawyers told the board not to pay.
That is one element of the program.
Hold on, but that was not.
Is one element of the program.
In this truthful program, can you say no? As I show you the legal advice here from
I have read the legal advice.
Can you say that
the legal advice?
Okay, so can you say that this audit report was
responsibility?
Okay. Can you say
for a program that
I'm not
he initiated?
Denying responsibility. I am very proud of the concept. I hope that the PNM will bring it back.
Nobody argues that.
Well then, okay, that's the minister's responsibility. No, would you admit?
And Gary Griffith, you could answer this too.
Okay.
A minister could come up with a program, X program, whether it's for little black boys or for the capitalists in the country, and develop such a program and simply walk away from it. This is the responsibility of the...
Who's answering for Gary or me?
Clarify again.
Yeah.
When in everything in projects, there would be shortcomings. I picked up the shortcomings as the Minister of National Security. This was before it was handed over to me. It was handed over to me because there was a clear and present danger.
And that's my point, Gary.
In there.
If you picked it up from looking over the wall, what happened to the man inside the wall?
Gary's talking about something else.
It was not the minister who authorized the payment for anything. Let me tell you something, Mr. Fraser. The only shortcoming, I mean, everyone in the world has shortcomings. Anil Roberts' main shortcoming is that he went to Fatima and not St. Mary's College. But in this in this situation, I could tell you there was nothing and no investigation we had that had anything that stated that Anil Roberts was responsible for directing payment, that he was responsible for bringing in individuals. My job was to stop
Gary, we are not talking about that.
People were offended by it.
We are going past that. We are not talking about that. I asking the question.
Okay, but let me ask you
asking the question.
In this system,
that is not the issue.
If the population, okay, hold on. Here
the issue is that I define the issues here.
Yes.
The issue is, and to you, Gary, and
yes,
would you, as I said, as I put it, you look over the wall and you see something going wrong. What about the minister? You don't have to look over the wall too?
No, well, again, Anil Roberts and I, we had at no time did Anil Roberts try to prevent
what is worrying.
He said, go ahead,
Gary, let me just say,
was confident
what
that
is,
there was nothing. And he gave me the all clear, and I dug and I dug deep, and I
but
discovered.
let me be clear.
So it was not that he was preventing me from doing my work.
Gary saw something wrong was going on. Gary, why did you not see it, Anil?
What Gary saw.
Why did you not see it?
Gary just explained what Gary saw.
You explain.
In his opinion.
You explain why you did not see
through
it.
his intelligence agency.
Exactly.
That some criminal elements were coming through the program and taking advantage of things. Only Gary, with his intelligence and his NOC and his thing, could see that.
Was he far? So you could tell me.
And when he told me, when Gary informed me, I told him immediately. Sir, you do what you have to do and do anything you have to do.
Why did you not see it? You are a Sia man. You sold yourself as a Sia man. Anil Roberts, you are a big Sia man. You saw everything that was wrong before.
What I could tell you is I am a Sia man because my first paragraph of resignation to the Speaker of the House 3 years later has proven absolutely 100% exact. I stated at that time that I resigned with a heavy heart, but that a fraudulent audit report had been placed in the public record, and 2.5 years later, the High Court quashed it, threw it out, because it is fraudulent and false. Doesn't it worry you that politics has reached the public sector, where public servants will produce a fraudulent report?
One of the problems with the fraud of that report, if you correct me if I'm wrong,
I have one more question to ask. I have one more question to ask Gary. Gary, I have one more question to ask you.
Yes.
Is it reasonable, stating from a position of someone who has held ministerial portfolio, to have not even had a whiff of something going wrong in a program like this?
Well, no, I'm glad you asked that question, because if the permanent secretary didn't see it, if all of the accountants didn't see it, if there were national footballers, ex-national footballers that they didn't see it and they claim that this thing was the greatest thing since sliced bread, if they are the people on the ground and they didn't see it, I wouldn't have expected the minister to see it. The only time anyone in the country saw it is when I actually opened the Pandora's box. Because through SSA, through special branch, because of the agency that I had,
but you know the minister has more responsibility.
Something that he and no one else was aware of.
Yeah, but Gary, you know the minister has more responsibility than the permanent secretary. And all of those persons that you mentioned. The minister was elected, nobody elected.
This is the
you have responsibility.
But I am agreeing with you. Gary just now, Mr. Fraser has just,
that has always been a norm for
Gary
the last 20 years with gang members getting state contracts.
Hold on. Tony Fraser, for the first time in this interview, I 100% agree with you. The elected, that might be bad. The elected officials, all of them in the House right now, PNM, UNC, COP, they are one COP or 1.5, right? They have been elected by the people.
Quarter of a COP. Well, no COP.
None. They have election. It might come up just
your own position was dangling for quite one time you were COP, next time you UNC.
No, I never UNC. I am still COP. Right.
But you have on a yellow shirt this morning.
Yeah, and I have a red shirt for the evening. So.
All right, so I'll leave it there for now. I just want to give you a backdrop on what I'm coming with. So you just heard Anna Roberts. You just heard Gary Griffith, who is now the commissioner. Back then he wasn't the commissioner in that interview, but you just heard Gary Griffith, the commissioner. And you're telling me you're opening up the case? For what? For what? What are you opening up a case to investigate the minister for? When you said on a radio program that he's not responsible, really. But I wanted to play something else. I hope you all listened carefully to Anna Roberts, and what he had to say. I have some clips I want to play, and you need to stay right here to hear those clips, because we're doing our investigations today. And I just laying my cards on the table, laying my investigations on the table, and that's why with Cambridge Analytica, I have an issue. Because I played you why I have an issue with Cambridge Analytica. Right? And now I'm playing you an issue. I'm playing you beforehand what to look for and what to look out for. You understand? What to look out for. That is why Mr. Chance has asked me to play this song.
The streets, because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
Hello, this is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God, every Wednesday, praise God, praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
Every child is incredibly intelligent. Parents, reach higher. Be stronger. Join Oliver S. Clark, producer of the IBG line of educational products, right here every Thursday morning at 11:15. Get the genius out of the children. Hear how you can work with the IBG phonic program and see your children learn at least 200 times faster. Remember, IBG guarantees rapid progress for champions to turn this nation around. It's right here on 91.9 FM every Thursday morning at 11:15. For more info, call 336-3896 or 725-READ. Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Come talk with us. Famous News, Hard Talk, Real Talk on the Street 919 FM.
Prophecy. But every day we got to struggle in life for the betterment of society. I'm treading as a Gideon soldier, strength of a job on my shoulders. He's my guide and my shield on the battlefield. Eyes wide open. In a this a frivolous time, keep your eyes wide open. We are children so divine. Keep your eyes wide open. In a this a frivolous time, keep your eyes wide open.
All right, so I'm back with you, Trinidad and Tobago. Back with you on the Street 919 FM. So I want you to now listen to this. All right, I want you to now listen to this. I wonder if I'm live. If I'm live, send me a message on Facebook. Let me know that you're seeing me and you're hearing me. So just send me a message on Facebook. Let me know that you're seeing me, you're hearing me.
Time, keep your eyes wide open. We are children so divine. Me come from the isle where the peaceful are turn vile. Every man jackal run wild like them gone senile. And what they need is a Jesus to intervene and design. Yo, repent, my youth.
Right, so just waiting for your message to say to me, yes, Google, we're seeing you, we're hearing you. Some people are asking messages. So, Room 201 was a TV show. Drugs and videos. Well, the minister said that that is not him. The former minister said that that was not him. So we're going back to the story at hand. Now I want you to keep your eyes wide open. So you listen to the tape. Played you a recording of an interview with Mr. Tony Fraser and Annie Roberts and Mr. Gary Griffith, who is now presently the Commissioner of Police. In the Newsday, there was a story that was given in the Newsday about the reopening of the case. I want to play for you a statement by Mr. Anil Roberts where that is concerned. So he made a statement about the, how to put it? He made a statement about the reopening of the case, and I want to let you hear what he said. And then we're going to continue. We're looking at how things are done in Trinidad and Tobago. And if you really have confidence in this thing. I have lost confidence. I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but I can understand why people are frustrated and fed up. Because I want you to listen to this. Right? Sorry for if it offend whoever it's offending, but I think that something, I don't know. I kinda right now, kinda, yes. So listen to Mr. Anil Roberts. I want you to hear what he had to say. All right, so listen to Mr. Anil Roberts, and these are his statements over the weekend today. He was interviewed, and this is his statements over the weekend today. Listen to what he said.
The only people who are scared are people who have done something wrong. I have never done anything wrong, inappropriate, or untoward involving taxpayers' money as my stint as Minister of Sport and Member of Parliament for Davide O'Meara. So any probe, the probe has gone on for 6 years, it could go on for 60 more years, and not one flutter of my heart will worry because when you have done absolutely...
All right. So let me play it again for those of you who missed it. You must now closing your fridge door. All right.
The only people who are scared are people who have done something wrong. I have never done anything wrong, inappropriate, or untoward involving taxpayers' money as my stint as Minister of Sport and Member of Parliament for Davide O'Meara. So any probe, the probe has gone on for 6 years, it could go on for 60 more years, and not one flutter of my heart will worry because when you have done absolutely nothing, you have no fear. So they are welcome, probe or no probe.
Right. This is Ms. Bissessa in the Parliament talking about the audit report. This is Ms. Bissessa in the Parliament giving the audit report. Listen to Ms. Bissessa, and this is what Mr. Anil Roberts was telling Mr. Tony Fraser, that the audit report is fake. It is misleading.
Procurement breaches, a deviation from the mandates of Cabinet, the involvement of some persons in criminal activities, fraud by suppliers, theft of equipment, breaches of the Procedures of Crime Act, and poor control and monitoring by officers of the ministry. The Audit Committee has also raised questions regarding possible complicity by officers of the ministry, given the widespread nature of the breaches.
What was most shocking and disappointing for the Prime Minister is that no action was taken to prevent what the Audit Committee found. It pointed to a failure in the systems in place, and because of the damning findings, Mrs. Prasad Bissessa said the program cannot continue.
This group of people derailed the good intentions of the program, have in effect given their support to criminality in some cases rather than to our young people. Madam Deputy Speaker, for those who really sought to improve their lives and positively benefit this program, I'm sorry that this had to happen.
But he assured those who will be displaced by the closure that they will be accommodated otherwise. And now the serious nature of the contents of the report will now engage the attention of the DPP to determine if criminal charges will need to be laid.
I have accepted the recommendations of the Audit Committee, and in that regard I've instructed the Honourable Attorney General to turn the report over to the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Commissioner of Police to investigate, detain and prosecute those guilty to the fullest extent of the law.
Right. So you heard Ms. Bissessa and her statements concerning live sport. All right? That's Ms. Bissessa talking about live sport and talking about talking about people who did not do anything to save the good face of the of live sport. All right. I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things I could play here today that would wake up your understanding of what's going on. So let me just backtrack. So you heard Mr. Roberts on a program or an interview saying that as a minister he has nothing to answer. He has no responsibilities of how the program was executed. He has nothing to do with that. He would have come up with the idea, he gave it to the technocrats. The technocrats were the one that would carry out the program. All right. Anything that has to be done or any questions that has to be answered where the program is concerned, those questions should be directed to the people who are in charge of bringing out programs like that. All right. Mr. Fraser was adamant that here what's going on. He think that is a cop-out. Mr. Fraser believed that that's a cop-out. Here what? A minister should be held ultimately responsible for things that are happening within his ministry. I want to ask that question today while we're having this discussion, and it's a discussion that needs to be we need to have. Do you think that ministers should be held responsible for things that happen within their ministry? Or do you think that here what? I don't think that ministers should be held responsible. You think that the permanent secretary should be held responsible for issues that or corruption or fraud or whatever that takes place in the ministry. The minister should not be held responsible. The ultimate responsibility should be held or should be on the permanent secretary. The minister should have nothing to do with that. That is what Mr. Anil Roberts want us to believe and to accept. My question to you today is, I am giving you information to make you think about. So the investigations has been reopened on live sport. All right. Questions were asked to Mr. Roberts. What are your thoughts now that the investigation of live sport is reopened? Now, I want to show you something also. Remember in the interview you heard Mr. Fraser asking Mr. Roberts, so you was no COP, you was a UNC? You remember that? Or what if you all remember that? You all remember what Mr. Anil Roberts' response was? His response was, hey, he's a UNC. He's a COP, sorry. He is a COP. But you remember there was a festival, a Diwali festival, and Ms. Bissessa was in the company of Mr. Roberts, what did she say? What did she say? Did she say that he's a COP? Or did she say that he was a UNC? Who could remember what she said? Huh? Who could remember what she said? I'm going to play it for you. Let's hear what Ms. Bissessa had to say about Anna Roberts just recently. And this was for the local government elections. I just want to just throw this in the mix. Listen to this.
I see Mr. Roberts is sign of elections to come. Mr. Roberts back on the UNC.
Mr. Roberts never left the UNC. He's my brother, and we always welcome him.
Any chance that he could be on an election platform, maybe? Mr. Roberts on the election platform?
We are on a Diwali platform, a time of peace and unity.
And I know local government, you had a council switch floor. Any thoughts on that?
Well, you know, it's a democracy. Free to come, free to go. It's interesting that when he was rejected as a candidate, that is when he decided to make the shift. So I wish him good luck where he goes, but we will win that seat. That is a UNC seat. So Mr. Roberts is my brother, as I say. He has never left the UNC. We welcome him. We need all hands on deck as we go forward.
Mr. Roberts, you're back in politics. You're back on the platform.
Never left.
Never left politics. You want to believe all the lies of Keith Christopher Rowley. I have counted over the last 4 years. He has lied over 3,617 times. I am here. I'm not in Sweden. I'm right here in Diego Martin, working now up in Tunapuna to beat the PNM out of here. They have suffered people. They are poor people. Children, ladies here with 3 children with no food card. They took a food card. They took a boat, so they took away 42,000 food cards. What kind of inhumane people? Al-Rawi gets 61 million of his own money from his and says that his wife is not him and he is not together with his wife. And that's okay. Anil never left anywhere. Anil right here. And Al-Rawi looking for me. Tell me, come up in Tunapuna, come up in Dabadi, come all over the Trinidad and find Anil.
Make a statement to Prime Minister.
Thank you, Francis. I know you've been waiting quite a while. Good afternoon once more, and thank you for joining us here at this very wonderful facility, the San Fernando Teaching Hospital, of which we are very proud. I continue to be disillusioned, disappointed, and distressed by the level of deception and dishonesty associated with the well-intentioned life sport program. The background is well known. At the hint of corrupt practices, I immediately ordered that the initiative be switched to the Ministry of National Security. Additionally, I instructed an independent audit be conducted. After the findings of this audit were made available, I instructed that the report be sent to the Acting Commissioner of Police, the Integrity Commission, the Head of the Public Service, and the Director of Public Prosecutions for consideration. But even as we await the findings of these independent institutions on the matter, the usual duties of the Minister of Sport are being burdened with a mounting controversy and questions surrounding the live sport program. I have allowed a due process to occur. I have demonstrated patient allowance for all sides of the story to be heard through an independent audit. I've given careful consideration to the rapidly emerging issues, and I have resisted quick judgment and rash decision. The election of my government has changed the political landscape. The expectation of the public that something will be done when wrongs are committed in public office are now the hallmarks of good governance. Consequently, I have decided to accept the offer of resignation as Minister of Sport from Mr. Anil Roberts. Further, I have advised His Excellency, the Acting President of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Timothy Hammersmith, that will be with effect from today, Thursday, July 31st, 2014, in accordance with the provisions of Section 39 and 79(1) of the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, that the appointment of Anil Roberts as Minister of Sport be revoked, and that Dr. Rupert Griffith be assigned the responsibility for Ministry of Sport in addition to his present duties as the Minister of Science and Technology.
Did you hear why she fired him? I hope you're all taking notes. She fired him because of live sport and what took place in live sport, and there were no checks and balances in live sport. I'm going to play something else for you. Listen to this. I want you to hear this. What's going on here?
My intention in the interest I'm fully cognizant of the concerns that are in the public domain regarding this program. We share these concerns, but we have to be sure that we do not prejudge or indeed prejudice the work of the auditors. While I understand that time is of the essence, it is my intention in the interest of accountability and transparency to ensure that no stone be left unturned in the investigation of this program. I have therefore asked that the audit of the life sport program be done with complete and total thoroughness. I expect to receive the report from the auditors within the fortnight, and then and only then can a way forward be determined.
You heard that? That was the then Minister of Finance, Mr. Larry Lahau or something like that. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. That was the update of the Mr. Lahau saying Hawaii, sorry, Larry Lahau, giving an update on what went on and the audit report. Remember that? Listen to me. Hawaii. Thank you very much, Kareem. Hawaii. Giving an update on the audit report. And he said he doesn't want to prejudice the report. And he doesn't want to do this. And all of this was done under Ms. Bisesa. All of this. That when you listen to Mr. Roberts, he makes it sound as though and it's the PNM auditors and it's the PNM public servants. Remember, he made all those statements. Remember, I played you the interview, Larry Hawaii. Oh, right? I played you the interview, and I played you how he would have responded to Mr. Tony Fraser about the audit report. The audit report was an issue. Trinidad and Tobago, you hearing me? The audit report was an issue. But listen to Anil Roberts after the audit report. Listen to Anil Roberts after the audit report.
Yes, some clowns going and do stupidness, and now them poor people have to suffer. So that is why the Prime Minister, right, Attorney General, I hope you hand the thing to the DPP and the Commissioner of Police yesterday. Let them start to investigate, and who have to get locked up, because you're taking things from poor people, boy.
That's Anil Roberts, you know. That's Anil Roberts on a radio show. And that's why when I say to you guys that I have lost confidence in a gentleman, because he was a part of the interview with Mr. Tony Fraser, who said that Anil did nothing wrong. So why only investigating? What only investigating? The public servants? That's who only investigating? Here now, I can play you all countless clips here today. You know, let's call me the Clips King. Countless clips. You all don't believe that live sport had issues?
Allegations of fraud, corruption, and criminal activity are revealed in the final report of the payment system of the live sport program. Among them, payment for janitorial services appeared exorbitant, questionable, and fraudulent in many cases. In the report, contractors were awarded janitorial service contracts for 9 months at $45,000 a month, VAT exclusive. In another instance, an invoice related to cleaning services at Karapo Community Center in the amount of $37,900. This even though the participants are housed under tents. Richie's General Contractors Limited was paid $51,750 on 2 occasions for janitorial services at a pavilion. Reno Energy Company was paid $199,582.50 on 3 occasions. However, no invoices were provided to support these payments. There were other cases of irregular payment for refurbishment of community centers. Another area of concern, coordinators seem to have criminal records. which made them unsuitable as role models for the participants. These coordinators received a salary of $30,000 per month. Further, the audit committee said during its investigation, coordinators, particularly in the East-West corridor, are currently under police surveillance for illegal activities in their relevant area. Initial payments were paid
So some of you saying you're not hearing it loud enough. But I hope some of you listened to some of the things that was said. I hope some of you listened to some of the things that was said. You understand what I'm saying? And we want to just sit back, relax, and say, well, nothing wrong. When I come back after the 12 o'clock news, I'm going to open the phone lines. I want to hear from you all, you know. I want to hear from you guys what...
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
We are in this together at Dowell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, 1 week only, starting from Sunday the 14th of June to the 21st of June. You can get plenty for 20 at Dowell's Famous Foods. Have yourself 2 pieces of mouth-watering chicken and 1 side, or 1 zesty chicken sandwich for only $20 at BQ Bites. Get yourself a grab-and-go meal for only $20. Visit Dowell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall, as they acknowledge we are in this together. 1 week only. 2 pieces and 1 side, $20. 1 zesty chicken sandwich, $20. 1 grab and go meal, $20. Darrell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall. We are in this together.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
When it comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Do you suffer from low energy, anxiety, or constipation? Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins provides you with the best services of iridology exam, blood analysis, ionic foot detox, followed by a soothing foot massage. We also provide the best organic supplements. We are located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barrataria. Or call us at 288-1108 or 275-8359. Join us on the Street 919 FM. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins.
Come talk with us.
Realest news, hard talk.
Real talk on the street, 919 FM.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago. So, right here with you. We're getting ready to go for the news, but so far, what you have heard, I want to hear your views on it. So, I'm opening up the phone lines. We just have about 5 minutes before we go to major headline news. So give me a call, 342-0081, 771-1791, and 466-5391. Hello, good morning, caller. Hello, morning, caller. Hold on, caller. Hold 1 minute, huh? Hold on 1 minute. Hold. All right, go ahead.
Pastor Guru, I hear you ask the question if the minister, the audit who should be
who should be held? If the minister should be held responsible for the technocrats doing their part on live sport?
Yes, well, I feel definitely the minister and anybody responsible supposed to be held accountable. You understand? I feel they should be held accountable and steps should be taken, because only in Trinidad nobody ain't getting locked up. No, these things happening and over and nothing coming out of them case. But Pastor Google, I just come in from work. I didn't hear the whole conversation.
All right.
But I want to ask you for a little time to just pick up somebody's birthday.
Well, remember we're going ready to go for the news right now.
I'm going fast. I just want to big up Miss Romati Smith. Send love. The woman for point 410.
All right, send some love.
I want you to know, Miss Smith, happy birthday from the B team and me and Pastor Google, the man who called you in the other day and tell you the World Pan Festival was won by Exodus was wrong.
Yeah. We fixed that already. We fixed that already. Caller, we fixed that already.
I the man who call you and give them a question. Right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, man. All right.
Happy birthday, Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're getting ready to go for news in a short bit. All right, so give me a call. Let me see how quick you can call me on 342-0081, 342-0081, 771-1791, 771-1791. Let me hear your views. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Caller?
Yeah, we ain't supposed to have no election till these men get locked up.
All right. Again, call up. Be responsible now. 342-0081, 771-1791. Hello, good afternoon. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon, Google.
Yes, sir.
Let me just put in my 2 cents, right? This Paul. What do you know? It's your innocent until you're proven guilty, right? So what is the difference between Anil Roberts and Stuart Young? That is my question to you. Thank you.
Anil Roberts and who? I don't understand. All right, caller.
Go on the Facebook page. Yeah, go on our Facebook page and see what we're doing now.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
I don't hear anything.
Good afternoon. It's time for the news at noon on the Street 919 FM, courtesy the C Champion. In the headlines, primary school principal have not rejected August SEA date. The PNM settles on Alderman for Toko Sangre Grande candidacy, and in news overseas, the U.S. Supreme Court protects LGBT workers. With the details, I am Jason Shields. The National Primary School Principals Association, the NAPSPA, in a statement on Sunday said that it has not rejected the announced August 20th date for the administration of the Secondary Entrance Assessment, the SEAs. The association said it has given its commitment to work towards the smooth administration of the examination in the interest of the nation's students and has been engaged in frequent consultations with education stakeholders since the forced closure of schools due to the pandemic 3 months ago. The association added that immediately following the announcement, it met and after careful deliberation, agreed that it will not stand in the way of the government's decision. On Sunday, Toko Sangre Grande Alderman Roger Monroe was chosen as the prospective PNM candidate for the Toko Sangre Grande constituency after a torrid search over the past few weeks. The party originally chose former sportsman Mervyn Dillon, but revoked the selection over concerns within the constituency. Mr. Monroe's selection was confirmed by the party's officials, along with the selection of Penelope Beckles Robinson for Arima. Nominees for another contentious constituency, Lopino Bonaire West, were still being screened after 10 p.m. on Sunday. Labrie has to return on Thursday for screening for a third time around. Finally, in overseas news, this morning the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that employers who fire workers for being gay and transgender are breaking the country's civil rights laws. The ruling, which is a major win for the LGBT workers and their allies
in a 6-3 decision, said federal law prohibits discrimination based on sex and sexual preference. Sexual orientation should be also understood. Judge Neil Goshen wrote that an employee who fires an individual for being homosexual or transgender fires that person on traits or actions that would not have been questioned in members of different sexes. Mr. Gorsuch, who was nominated to the court by President Donald Trump, rejected the idea that the authors of the law had not intended for such a broad meaning. And that was a look at your news at 12 noon on the street, 919 FM, recapping the headlines. Primary school principals have not rejected the August SEA date. The PNM settles on an alderman for the Toko Sangre Grande constituency.
Welcome to Info Update. In the headlines, a more than average hurricane season is forecasted. Bloody Bay's Nature Park to be outfitted with solar panels and greater attention placed on flooding mitigation.
Info Update. Informative,
insightful,
unfiltered.
The issues,
topics and conversations that affect you. This is the THA's Daily Info Update.
In our top story, Tobago is expected to experience heightened stormy conditions during the hurricane season, which began on June 1st. Director of TEMA Alan Stewart says many have predicted this year's season to be more than average and plans are in place to treat with the adverse weather conditions. Mr. Stewart says the number of expected storms for the year has vastly increased.
The numbers seem to be growing. I remember when the discussion started just before the beginning of the season, they were talking about 13 named storms. Now those storms have gone up to 19, 6% of which is likely to be hurricanes. And if that was not bad, they are also predicting that 3 to 6 of those can be major hurricanes.
Meanwhile, existing and alternative shelters are being prepared to meet the protocols outlined in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and TEMA will be reaching out to a number of stakeholders for shelter management training.
There will be new regulations, new ways as to how you manage these spaces. For example, the spaces which we normally go with is like a ratio of 40 square foot per persons. The Pan American Health Organization is advising that we consider 50 to 60 square foot per person. It means, therefore, spaces or buildings that used to hold 100 will now hold about 60 persons.
Mr. Stewart said additional shelters mean more persons will be required to manage them. He further stated that Tobago's primary shelters are community centers which have been tested over the years. But secondary sites, such as schools and churches, which are alternative sites, have not yet been tested. We continue now with an update on solar panel repair works to be undertaken in the coming weeks. Solar panel upgrades will soon commence at the Nature Park and Lookout Centre in Bloody Bay, Tobago. This, according to Assistant Secretary of Tourism, Culture and Transportation, Shomari Hector. The announcement was made at the Weekly Post Executive Council media briefing on June 10th.
Owing to the natural reserve status of this park, it was not an available option for the commissioning of electricity and mainstream electricity to the area. And in order to generate power and to assist with the natural offerings there, the decision was taken to include solar panels.
Mr. Hector said that this is just one of several planned or ongoing engagements.
In the recent past, we would have done extensive work to the Mount Irving Bay and Beach facility. I think the waste management system there was redone. We would have had an opportunity to resurface the car park, and prior to the advent of COVID-19, we would have begun work on our cabanas and our concessionaire areas. But those things were obviously affected by the pandemic, and we are saying that the time has come to put priority to these areas again, and we are very much prepared to do so.
Upgrades to beaches and other facilities are being carried out to ensure that locals and visitors alike have access to the best of what Tobago has to offer. We close with infrastructure and some plans in progress to treat with the rainy season. In an effort to curb the issues which usually affect homeowners during the rainy season, the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment recently initiated a project to to ensure that flooding no longer instills anxiety in coastal or riverside residents and farmers. The division's maintenance unit, under the guidance of the Tobago Drainage Task Force, has been tasked with the responsibility of mitigating flooding, and visits have been made to several Tobago waterways that are in need of attention. Thus far, a total of 12 task force projects have been completed with the clearing and desilting of major rivers, drains and retention ponds in Crooks River, Steel River, Darrell Spring River, Roxborough, Louis D'Or and Blackrock. The division stated that residents can rest assured that this year's rainfall will go to where it's most needed, hydrating crops, quenching thirst, and other domestic uses. And that's it from all of us at the Department of Information. I'm Antoinette Mora, and you've been listening to Info Update.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Écoutez-moi. Belle dog parties on me. In Haiti they have a saying. Belle dog parties on me. For all who pretend and play. Belle dog parties on me. They say it in Creole daily. For all them smiling frenemies. Cause even your colleagues, friends with whom you work, will engage in intrigue to see you get chopped. Will run to the boss man, just carrying news. Undermine your position, tell them fill your shoes. Cause when all your linemen, they say how they love you daily. But soon in a timing, they and I talk you daily. We'll swear on the Bible. Say you will say horse and partner. But soon like the devil, they start to show their true colors. Direct to your foes. Your faults they expose. Create bacchanal. Just to see you fall. In your face they smile. Scheming all the while. When I'm years and waste, you're too motherland. You're too damn two-faced. Your best man in wedding. Sneaky, your girl he tracking. Look how that end up in melee. Deadly shootout Ruby Tuesday. They don't care about friendship. They don't care about trust. As you let your guard slip, your girl throw that bus. All your deepest secrets, they tell and betray. They were high in our sense since the wedding day. They say how they love you daily. But soon as you turn around, they miss and I talk you daily. You'll hear from their own mouth. Say you will say horse and partner. But soon as you fly out, they start to show their true colors. They go tell she straight. Two-faced. All the girls you date. Two-faced. Time she gave you horn. Two-faced. Cause you're running round. Two-faced. Whisper in her ears. All her doubts and fears. Two-faced. Straight get up, make haste. You're too motherland. You're too damn two-faced. Translation. So friends, please take precaution. Like Judas, they will kiss you. Then turn around and diss you. Even in the highest office. With friends when doing business. In romantic relations. As you fly out on vacation. Even politics, they say it. For all them ranking hypocrites, they keep it unreservedly. For all who betray their country, some
Right, Trinidad and Tobago, back with you. Back with you, Trinidad and Tobago. One of the callers calling and was saying something about Stuart Young and was comparing Stuart Young to Annie Roberts. I don't know if the caller want to call back and clear that up, but I don't see the comparison. I don't know the comparison. But if the caller want to call back, he can call back and clear it up. But I am not pronouncing guilt on anybody. All right? I am not pronouncing guilt on anybody. The case was reopened. And when the case got reopened, I have a question, or not even a question. I have low confidence. So I'm not saying that anybody is guilty. Anybody who listening to the discourse from since I started back, or since I started the discussion, cannot say that I was pointing out that the former minister was guilty. I played a clip from Mr. Tony Fraser, who was interviewing Mr. Roberts, and Mr. Tony Fraser was saying that he believes that the minister should be held, should have some sort of answers, or should be held culpable for what took place under the life sport situation. All right? So I did not in any way say that the former minister is guilty of anything. So I just want to make sure that clear out there. Hello, good afternoon.
Good morning, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Pastor Google. I don't understand that.
Hello? Caller, you need to call me straight, because when you call on WhatsApp, the call will drop, because when people calling in, it will drop the call. Hello, good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah, the last man that called is...
All right, okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Pastor Google.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good day. Relative to that last caller who said that
listen to me. I don't want to stick with the last caller discussion. You know, I'm just putting it out there. I am talking about the whole life sport issue and the cases we open. And I am asking if you think that the minister should be held responsible for what happens in his ministry.
100%. He should be accountable as well. I said he should be accountable, because under him, it happened under his tenure, under his stewardship in the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs, so he should be 100% accountable. So Dr. Listening.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Nice girl. Pastor Google, I don't know, it's Paul who calling.
Yeah, what?
Paul,
I don't want to talk about that.
No, me are talking about it. I just you're calling and you say, I don't know, me are talking about that, Pastor Google.
Right, well, do you think that the minister is responsible for...
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Yes, Uncle Sterling.
I'm listening to you. And Pastor Google, as I tell the workers, I is the foreman, I demand that carrying out the job.
Right.
And anything happen, there's not calling the worker, Pastor Google.
Why not? If a worker does something wrong on the job site, a worker was held with a fully armed rifle, are you responsible for the work? You are responsible.
I'm responsible for the worker.
But Anil Roberts is saying he is not responsible.
No, you can't accuse the permanent secretary and leave out the man who in charge, which is how do they call them? The minister. So we can investigate the permanent secretary and leave out the minister. The minister has some questions to answer to. Yeah, Pastor Google?
Yes, sir.
So thanks in a million.
Thank you very much. So I'm taking your calls because I am really taken aback. I'm really taken aback by statements made by Mr. Roberts and the reopening of this case. Who are we going after? We going after the public servants? We going after who? Who are we really going after? Who is this case reopening for? What is the case really about? Huh? Remember, we have been asking for live sport and investigation into live sport and stuff like that. But if the minister is saying that he's not responsible for what happens in his ministry, is he technocrat, then what we saying, boy? Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google?
Uh-huh.
I am always taken aback after I hear that clip you play with under Tony Fraser interviewing Arnold Roberts and the commissioner. Because when I hear the commissioner say he didn't went to CIC, he went to Fatima.
That's the only problem. That's the only problem.
Yeah? No, it have more problems. It have more problems arises. Because if he's the minister, he's supposed to know. If he come up with that policy document, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to have an idea what the permanent secretary are doing. And if the permanent secretary is not doing what you wanted in that document, you're supposed to stop them and get it altered. So he is responsible too, Arnold Roberts. I was real taken aback with that interview with Guy Griffith, you know. And I hear Mammy Sauce say something. When you played that this morning, it opened my eyes.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't keep your eye closed now.
Yeah.
Keep your eye closed. You see why Mr. Chances like that song? Eyes wide open?
Yes. That clip you play. Boy. All right.
All right, caller. I hear you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right. Following up on what the last caller just said, I think he's on the right ball because really and truly, even though you don't expect the minister to be involved in every aspect of any particular issue that goes on in the ministry, what was happening in live sport was on the level that the minister should have been on top of things and been aware of what is going on. Now, that clip he played there when he actually threw the PS and stuff under the bus, I think it's Gary Griffith at the time I said it. If the PS knows about it or is aware of it, then so too should the minister. And remember, Pastor Google, we are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. So how could the minister not know? The minister should be aware of what was happening.
No, he don't know. He doesn't know.
Further to that, because something jumped out at me with a couple of the clips he played.
Tell me, what
are
some of them?
The former Prime Minister, in her statement to Parliament, said that the Audit Committee found the issues, right? And she is surprised that no one acted upon it.
Right.
Meaning that this report at that time would have been brought to the relevant authorities for action.
Thank you.
Meaning that the minister then should have known, and who else would have been involved should have known. So it seems as though there is more in the vessel than the water and the mortar.
So there are more questions to be asked.
There are more questions to be asked. Now that you hear what was stated there. More than that, though. Here's a kind of interesting thing. Gary Griffith is now the commissioner of police.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I am saying, if you say that before you were commissioner of police, that was your position. Now that the case reopened, this is going to be very interesting.
What will happen? Even more than that. Why was the case closed in the first place, given the amount of corruption and the amount of evidence that was put forward? But I will listen off here and see if anyone else will come up with any additional questions, because
Caller,
as you
you're
said,
thinking. Caller, you are thinking. And let me tell you this, caller. My whole purpose for doing this is to do just what you are doing. Thinking. You are asking critical questions. You are looking at the mark and you are saying something fishy here.
Something wrong. Because I mean, especially since you played that old interview with Tony Fraser.
Oh,
the kind of perspective is like, but wait, hold on, what really is going on here?
Caller.
So hold on. So the case reopening now, right?
Yeah.
How long Gary is the commissioner?
Must he going into 2 years or 3 years?
Going into 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why now is that being reopened?
Brother?
Why only now is it being reopened?
Wow. Wow.
And that number I ask you, why it was closed in the first place?
Me, you know, I can't answer none of question. None of question you asking me, I can answer.
Plenty more things going on here that ain't hit the surface yet.
I think somebody taking me for fools.
Yeah, I'll listen off here.
Thank you very much. I think somebody taking me for fools. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Google.
Oh gosh, well, I'm gonna take off my mic and I just gonna let you talk.
Very good, very good. Let me just put a little clarity on the situation here. I have heard what the former minister has had to say. He knew nothing about any expenditure, and that it is officials in his ministry who knew about all these expenditures. Good? Now, officially here now, a minister of government and his permanent secretary, they have authority to okay the passage or the payment of certain expenses. There is a ceiling, there is a limit that a minister of government can authorize, and he has to authorize it. Not the permanent secretary, then it goes to the minister, and the minister would then issue the orders for purchases or contracts, as the case might be. But when the minister has a ceiling, there is a limit to which he can authorize for spending without cabinet approval. Once it goes beyond a certain limit, then the minister, not the permanent secretary, the minister has to take that information for approval to guess who? The cabinet, the prime minister, who has to okay that expenditure. So, a minister cannot say, I didn't know what was going on with monies of a certain amount or beyond my limit in my ministry. You can't say that. Anything like that, anything beyond your capacity for spending, officially, legally, you have to go to cabinet for approval. That is why years ago when Panley said, he was asked by the media, if he knew about the expenditure at the airport, the exorbitant rise in costs. He said, not me, I don't know. The minister, NIDEC responsible for that. NIDEC and the minister responsible for that. That's what he said, playing the fool with people's minds. So in this case, and this is knowledge here, this is information here, a minister cannot say, I didn't know what kind of expenditure beyond my ability to okay it was going on in my ministry. He cannot do it legally. And if he says that he did not know about that, and he throws it on his officials, then what he's also saying is that I am also accountable for that sum of money that was spent in my ministry. Because $400 million, that has to go to cabinet. That kind of figure has to go to cabinet, even cumulatively. It must go to cabinet. Even if it's 20 million, 30, 40 million over a period of time, all of that has to go to cabinet for approval. He can't approve that on his own. So, I mean, he has the final say in his ministry. So he cannot say, I didn't know about that. There is a procedure, there's a process to be gone through when a minister is to spend money under his ministry. Beyond a certain amount, it must go to cabinet. And Roberts had to have gone to cabinet to get approval. So Roberts and all of those in the cabinet, including his boss, the prime minister, had to have known about the expenditure of that kind of money over a period of time in the life sport program. So I wanted to leave you that as an official statement on it. Okay, Google, thank you very much.
What do you think about mine? Oh gosh, she gone. Oh gosh, he gone. I would have liked to ask him a question though. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Google.
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry if I'm right, but to me, I heard the AG was said that that case will continue after Kamala read it out in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But
yes,
to
he
me,
did. He did say it would have continued, but as I said before, it's how they're saying that the case has reopened and they're now investigating certain things, and there are certain things that doesn't rest too comfortable with me. That doesn't rest too comfortable with me. Thank you very much, caller.
Why not contact the AG to find out exactly what was taking place?
Well,
yeah.
I will try my best to.
Try your best. All right?
Thank you.
Find out what really taking place with that.
All right.
Okay, you have.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm back. You wanted to ask me something?
What your thoughts about my questions though, and my investigations?
So what is that?
All right, I think you had call me back after the break, right? Right after the break. Yeah.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation.
With changes in operations due to COVID-19, over 10,000 TNTech customers have signed up to pay their bill online and receive bills by email. Commercial and residential customers, do business with TNTech online today. Sign up at www.ttec.co.tt/CWA.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our shows.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM. Wondering what's for lunch or dinner? Jenny's on the Boulevard has lots of specials for you from May 11th to May 23rd. Enjoy 10% discount for groups of 5 orders or more and pickup orders of $500 or more. 10% off with valid ID, police, army and other emergency services. 20% off all government ministry orders. 30% off desserts. Grab and go mini assorted desserts, $60. 30% off beers and fruit drinks. Chinese style express buffet. The American menu, burgers, ribs, and more. Italian menu, pasta, and more. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call us today at 625-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Takeout, curbside pickup, or delivery available. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
Breakfast, set, go! Start with Milo, finish strong. Perform your best all day long. M-I-L-O, Milo. Breakfast, set, go, Milo. You want to raise a trophy? Drinking Milo gets you ready. Fortify your mind and body. It starts with Milo. Start with Milo, finish strong. Perform your best all day long. M-I-L-O, Milo. Breakfast, set, go, Milo. Start the day right with Milo. Fortified with Active Go for energy release and muscle function. Milo, the energy food drink of champions.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses, viruses, and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079.
Talk your talk, but we know talk. Come talk with us. The Street 919 FM.
All right, so I'm back with you. Trinidad and Tobago. I'm back with you. And I want to thank all the people who joining me on Facebook, all the messages that I'm getting, all the statements that are being made on Facebook. All right, so I think I have the gentleman back online. All right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So what I was saying is that I would have done my little research and little investigations, and you would have heard some of the clips that I played, and my real contention is after listening to the interview with Mr. Fraser and Arnold Roberts and the present Commissioner of Police making a statement like that, you think that he should recuse himself from this investigation?
It's a very peculiar situation. It's very odd, and the commissioner is in a funny position here.
Because he was the one who burst open Live Spot.
That's right. When he was minister.
When he was minister, I think he. So you don't think he should recuse himself?
I think he should. I think he should put it in the hands of Jason Ford or one of those fellas. He shouldn't be involved in this because, you see, as with Cambridge Analytica, he's conflicted.
Thank you.
Which he was a part. He was a part of it, so he couldn't objectively deal with Cambridge Analytica. That's why he was quick to shut it down. Because it's like condemning himself and his former friends. And this particular one with Roberts. Okay, so he blew the whistle on Roberts. He blew the whistle on Roberts. So the Prime Minister then asked Roberts to, he removed him, she removed him, or he removed himself, whatever it was. Griffith is not the man to investigate this.
Thank you. That is why I do listen to act. That's why I'm glad that you would have called back, because my thing is how you could make statements before you were commissioner. That issue or that interview that I played earlier today was an interview that happened before Arnold Roberts and before Guy Griffith became Commissioner of Police.
Yes, which was 2 years ago.
Right, and he would have said publicly on radio that the minister had nothing to do with that.
But that is ridiculous, and it's highly. You see, even if, and now I have to go back on the word a little bit. Even if he puts that investigation in the hands of one of his senior police officers, you see, it could end up being tainted, because there will always be the fear that the very heavy hand and the presence of the commissioner could influence the outcome of the investigation by whoever he gives the authority to pursue this investigation. So what the AG should do, speak with his Prime Minister, what they should consider is having a forensic investigation into Live Sport. That is an option. Put some good money out there. Put some good money out there. Because fellas can't run away with $400 million. And the other one, we used to run the private school with $34 million. And say that is chicken feed and he's not giving back any money. Take it out of the police hands for now. Put it in the hands of a forensic team from abroad. Pay some good money. Bring in experts like Lindquist or one of these fellas from abroad. Do a forensic investigation. And then when the results are completed, when you get the results of the forensic investigation, pass it to the DPP. Who will then instruct the police to act accordingly. That is what they should consider doing, because putting it back in the hands of the police is to run the risk of possibly tainting the whole process. The whole thing could be tainted because Griffith is there. He's still there. And I mean, You see, right now, Griffith is operating from both sides of his mouth. He bust the mark on Anil Roberts in 2014 or whatever it was. But then the interview runs, it runs counter to what he was saying when he reported that lice working to the assessor at first. So I think that whole thing should be taken out of Griffith's hands. Okay, so they're reopening the thing. But I think the Prime Minister should seriously consider, if they really want to get to the heart of this live sport business, they need independent investigators, like for a forensic audit and forensic investigators from outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
They mustn't be exposed to being influenced at all. They must get people from outside to do the forensic work on live sport, and then when he gets the report, he can then pass it to the DPP.
Okay.
Or then pass it to Griffith and see what they'll do from there. But this mustn't be left to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service with Griffith as the Commissioner of Police. Because he's tainted. You see, his hands are tied. He's tied between doing his objective police work and also having been part of a past administration, where he was the Minister of National Security. So I think they should, if they want to get some serious answers to life sport, go past Griffith now. Go past Griffith. And by the way, just a slightly different note. I totally disagree with Gary Griffith telling the family of Ian Smart that they should change his first name. Keep his last name Smart, but change the first name and make it not very smart.
No.
This is a mental problem.
Yes.
The boy has mental illness.
Yes.
This mental health we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's very childish and stupid and irresponsible of him to be treated with a serious mental health issue by not just trivializing, but coming with his stupid offhand remarks about the boy should change his first name. The boy is mentally ill.
Yeah.
The boy is mentally ill. It's unfortunate. But anyway, let me know.
Change the topic.
Much of your time. Thank you very much.
But I want to thank you for your call. I always appreciate
thank
your
you very
calling.
much. You'll hear from me as the days go by.
Thank you very much. All right, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, lawyers saying do not pay. Pause. If that was so, Mr. Fraser, then everybody have to get locked up criminal charge. That is total fraud. If lawyers tell you do not pay, you are not legally obligated to pay taxpayers' money, and you take it upon yourself to approve, print a check and sign it, that is straight jail. The fact that
you know what should be straight jail too? Ministerial responsibility. A minister saying that you initiate this flagship program, that you looking after little black boys that PNM have neglected over decades.
Right.
And not paying attention to what is happening.
I'm paying attention, and now let me tell you. So therefore,
what attention did you pay? Did you question any time the escalation in the cost?
No, you keep going escalation. There was no. That's not the point. The key point here, and that the perception of the population believes, is that a man got 34 million for nothing, and he gone, and the lawyers told the board not to pay.
That is one element of the program.
Hold on, but that was not.
Is one element of the program.
In this truthful program, can you say no? As I show you the legal advice here from
I have read the legal advice.
Can you say that
the legal advice?
Okay, so can you say that this audit report was
responsibility?
Can you say
for a program that
I'm not
he initiated?
Denying responsibility. I am very proud of the concept. I hope that the PNM will bring it back.
Nobody argues that.
Well then, okay, that's the minister's responsibility. No, would you admit?
And Gary Griffith, you could answer this too. A minister could come up with a program, X program, whether it's for little black boys or for the capitalists in the country, and develop such a program and simply walk away from it. This is the responsibility of the.
Who's answering for Gary or me?
Clarify again. When in everything in projects, there would be shortcomings. I picked up the shortcomings as the Minister of National Security. This was before it was handed over to me. It was handed over to me because there was a clear and present danger.
And that's my point, Gary.
In there.
If you picked it up from looking over the wall, what happened to the man inside the wall?
Gary's talking about something else.
It was not the minister who authorized the payment for anything. Let me tell you something, Mr. Fraser. The only shortcoming, everyone in the world has shortcomings. Anil Roberts' main shortcoming is that he went to Fatima and not St. Mary's College. But in this
in this situation, I can tell you there was nothing in no investigation we had that had anything that stated that Anil Roberts was responsible for directing payment, that he was responsible for bringing in individuals.
That, you see that? Boy, oh boy. You see that? Let me give you some information here. Maybe some scripts. Me cool my head a little bit. More is yours with Digicel Home Entertainment. Get more entertainment, get more speed with Digicel. All right? Get more entertainment, get more speed, and with 50% off your installation and 1 month first subscription, it's so much more than you bargained for. So switch today with Digicel. So get more entertainment, get more speed, and with 50% off installation and your first month subscription, it's so much more than you bargained for. Switch today with Digicel. All right? Let me give you another set of information again after here for you. Get better TV. It's easy as 1, 2, 3 with direct prepaid. Pick up your direct prepaid box at the nearest supermarket. Install it yourself. Activate it with WhatsApp to watch the best shows from anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago. Direct TV prepaid. As easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm seeing your calls. I'm coming to your calls, but I just need to give you some information here. Today, this week on Iwer Stage. This week on Iwer Stage, Calypso Night. Well, we're starting first on Thursday, the 18th of June, Pan Night. Pan Night with Panis Joshua Regrello. All right, so this Thursday on Iwer Stage, the 18th of June, Pan Night with Panis Joshua Regrello. Friday, all right, Friday the 19th of June is Calypso Night with Devon Seals and Mr. Shack. Something you shouldn't miss. Trust me, something that you should not miss. So this Thursday, the 18th of June, Pan Night with Panis Joshua Regrello, and Friday the 18th of June, Calypso Night with Devon Seals and who? Mr. Shack. So, Devon Seals. Remember Devon? Devon who sang this song for you.
You tell me candid, be too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear.
Remember this song?
Underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah.
Going back to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pastor Google. You know, I've got an epiphany. Let me give you a nice example about responsibility and things. I remember the fire truck situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was responsible for that?
We said Jack Warner.
Right, and did he went to cabinet to get that approved?
Yes.
So, what's the other one motion is like contest pilot for?
Well, that I can't say.
So there's one law for other people and one law for next set of people. So I understand there's a lot of injustices in this country. So one law for a group of people and one law for a set of people. So, Pastor Google, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Boy, this country, when people say the planet is wrong, it's wrong, you know.
Thank you very much, caller.
Detrimental, could be lethal.
So you could give me a call on 342-0081. 771-1791. 466-5391. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Pastor Google. Your show is a good show today, no man. The information you are bringing to the public, bro. You see that part where Guy Griffith say that Anil Roberts should not be charged or anything for that. He should step aside, as the minister say, bring a forensic
forensic audit.
Yeah, an audit, because it's a conflict of interest. That will be a conflict of interest if Guy Griffith give that to any member of his police service to investigate, because it could have some saying between each other. You dig what I'm saying, Pastor Google?
Yes, I hear you clearly.
You understand?
Yeah,
And Pastor Google, let me use the word allege, because I know they listen to all the station, you know.
Well,
all the commentators hitting it, the truth. It's alleged. Remember Tim Gopi saying that use the same remark about when they asked him about contract in the education program. And he said, you shouldn't be asking me, ask the PS of them. Eh?
Yeah.
That's the road they're going along. That they are not the one to be all responsible for any mistake with contracts is the PS. But if the PSM don't want to talk, right, the PS should be held responsible, right? Because the Auditor General, Pastor Google, has said there's a lot of discrepancy in the reports, you know. It have bills that is an unaccounted for money that was paid out, and they can have no receipt for them, you know. The Auditor General say that, you know. Okay. All right, Pastor Google.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Google.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's so sad, everybody. The only chance we have in Trinidad is the vote of our finger, you know. You understand? And I want to wake up the people, my people at Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? The children, the old people who are to collect their pension, all be careful, go down and vote, you know. Because Google, this is sad. You understand? You see a man back on the street, back fighting for this government, the opposition, wanted and back talking to PNM. Yeah, telling you? People wake up and Patrick Manning leave. A budget how much Google? Much did he leave it? 50-something billion? You come on how much billion? 60-something? Boy, we have to wake up, boy. You understand? Wake up, you know, people. The only chance of our fingers to go out and vote. Vote, you know. Google, nice program, brother.
Thank you very much, Clayton. Long time I haven't heard from you, my brother.
Yeah, nice to hear you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks again. So that is why I said what I said this morning. That is why I said what I said this morning. A caller called me earlier on, a lady, and she said to me, get in contact with the Attorney General and find out about the case.
Alan Roberts is not in the clear just yet. This according to the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi, as he addressed issues with the live sport audit a day after the audit report was thrown out in the High Court and the former sport minister re-emerged on the UNC platform. Ian Wason has more.
Justice Mira Dinamora had no choice but to quash the report into live sport. This is the view held by Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi as he spoke during a media conference at his new office in Richmond Street. He explained the former Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar laid the report in the Parliament in 2014, thereby compromising the report.
And it is therefore something of public scorn that Mrs. Persad-Bissessar seems to have done something which very purposefully would have avoided a report standing in the public domain. And as I sat and I thought about this, I said to myself, this is a Section 35.
He added, the presumed vindication by the opposition leader of Anil Roberts, who is tipped to return to the Parliament, is premature.
I can confirm to you that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has certified that there is an ongoing investigation into the live sport matter, and that investigation is continuing.
Mr. Al-Rawi explained while the report had been quashed, there is still material for investigations to continue.
Because we have the evidence, because we have the substance, because we have the invoices that were overbilled and doubled up, because we would have all of the material which the report would have simply said, look.
Mr. Al-Rawi claims while serving as the Prime Minister, Mrs. Persad-Bissessar allegedly passed the report to the head of the public service, who incidentally happened to be Creed, who was also named in the report. He said nothing was done with the report until Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley came into office. Ian.
All right, so you heard that, Trinidad and Tobago. So that was for the lady who told me to call the Attorney General and find out what the case is about. Actually, I do all my research last night, you know. All my research last night. And you see what the gentleman called and said about the recruiter himself, that is where I want to go. And that is why I believe we should be talking about. And that is why I did all of that, to show you that I have an issue, and that is my issue. We're going for sports news, and when we come back from sports news, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to continue to take your calls. Don't touch your dial. We stick and stay right here. I do believe that we should be going through this as a nation. Trust me.
Tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up mover, they unleash the lawyer. Set up an inquiry.
Talk your talk, but we know talk. Come talk with us. The Street. 919 FM.
We are in this together.